Hey everybody, Tom here. I want to give you a little intro on how to use IXL this summer. First of all, if you end up at this site, IXL.com, and you go to type in your username, you will need to make a modification. So for example, you would need it to be, so in this case, my username is sstudents, because that's who I am. But I need to add at Synapse School to the end of it. If I don't do that, and then I type in my regular password, it will tell me that it doesn't work. Now, sometimes this will pop up right here, and it'll say looking for Synapse School. And if it does, great, you can click there, and then you can just type it in without the at Synapse, because it puts it right here for you. So if you can't log in, that is probably the #1 thing to do. You need to get to ixl.com/signin/Synapse School, or you need to add the at Synapse School to your username. Okay, so now I have signed in, and I've signed in as a student, so I'm a pretend student here. So you're either going to have instructions from your teacher, which you probably won't, or you're going to have recommendations on things you should work on. Those recommendations on things you should work on come from your assessment. So normally, if you were to click here, your students would have some kind of data here already because they have been doing assessments. If you step into the arena and you simply pick a question, is this odd or even? And as you answer each question, it is calibrating what students know or don't know. So when you're typing in, it'll say you've got it or you don't, and it'll start narrowing down your students' range in a variety of different topics. So 200 ones equals 200s. So I am getting these answers correct. And as I get these answers correct, less than 48, less than 48, more than 48, 48, more than 48. And I'm submitting that. Could get it wrong. I don't know. Maybe I get it wrong. Not sure. As you continue to answer these questions, cut this into fourths, it will continue to calibrate what your student knows. As it calibrates what students know, they make 50 candies every day. They make in 40 days, that would be 2,000 candies. As you continue to do that, it starts to narrow down your levels. So here we go. It knows a little bit about me for numbers and operations, but it doesn't know about anything about me in these other areas. As it continues to narrow down what the students know, then these recommendations get better. Okay? These recommendations, you can simply jump into it, and here's your score over on the side. So as you get questions correct, your score will go up. And continue to go along those lines. Every time you get an answer correct, your score goes up. Get an answer incorrect, it will tell you how you can get the answer correct. So it gives you all of this information, and your score goes down a little bit. If you continue working on these, you'll eventually get where this becomes 100. You don't actually need to get to 100. If you get a score that's in the upper 80s, low 90s, that's demonstrating mastery. And as you continue to work on these things, IXL will share with you what you should work on next in those recommendations. And it's literally, you just keep jumping back and forth between assessment, step into the arena, calculate some of these. Oh, that's giving me something really. Pick an expression that matches the written description. Subtract A from the quotient of B, 6 and B. So that's this one, 6 divided by B minus A. So I think it's that one. Subtract A from the quotient of those two. So I click submit. Yay, that's right. And it'll continue to navigate like, oh, well, that means, ask a few more questions. It'll give me some more algebraic questions. Solve for C. This one's actually kind of tricky. So I need to subtract 4C, get 5C on this side, subtract 7. So that would be 5C. So I think that's -2. I'm willing to get it wrong. Hey, I got it right. So this is the activity which one shows 2/4, and sometimes there's more than one of them, so you need to check that. As you continue to answer questions, you get a better diagnostic. And then you go to My IXL and work on the recommendations that it has and continue back to assessment. So this is a really good way, and it'll show you things you have worked on so you can go back and work on it. You'll also get, and this is really useful, see if I can find it in here, a nice summary. So here we can see that this student has, I've only answered 21 questions, I've spent 5 minutes working on things. I haven't become proficient in anything, and I've only made progress in 4 skills. But your students will have a lot more information in here, and so you can use that to determine what they should be working on, what they know, what they don't know, what they're struggling with, and this is a great thing to do with students. All right, hopefully this gives you a quick little overview on IXL. If you need assistance, don't hesitate to ask. Thanks.